Erik Horne here with Maddie Lee after the Thunder's 116 to, how many did the Lakers score, Maddie?
103.
It wasn't even 116, it was 119.
It was 119.
119 to 103. The Thunder won by 16. That's why I said that. They beat the Lakers tonight.
Sure.
Look, the Thunder beats a Lakers team that's missing six rotation players. They should have blown them out of the water by even more than this. They led by as many as 18. They're able to extend the lead, which is good for the Thunder. You saw some positives from them in terms of being able to execute in the half court. They did some positive things, got more to their identity tonight, and that was good. But then everything kind of gets pushed to the back burner because Russell Westbrook goes for 20, 20, and 21. Historic night.
Crazy.
Big night for Russell Westbrook, which comes with a little bit of awkwardness, ickiness that we'll get to in a second. But big night for Russell Westbrook, first since Will Chamberlain.
Yeah, and second in NBA history, which is incredible. He played out of his mind, racked up 10 assists in that first quarter, and it's all, not all, most of it is them getting out in transition, which is huge for the Thunder, playing to their identity. They came out with a lot of energy, and yes, you have to put the qualifiers on that this is a very short-handed Lakers team, but also we have in the past week seen the Thunder lose to two very short-handed, not playoff contenders. So good for the Thunder to actually come out and beat a team that they really should have.
Look, the Thunder had some places where they lapsed tonight. They didn't guard the three-point line particularly well in the first half. They haven't been a good first-half team for the better part of the post-All-Star break schedule that they've had, particularly on defense in the first half of games. And they come around, they get better in the second half, and they're eventually able to pull away. The real issue with what Westbrook did tonight was in the final minute and 4 seconds. He's on 18 rebounds, and he basically tells Billy Donovan to just go somewhere because Billy Donovan is trying to sub in Hamidou Diallo, and Westbrook waves it off so he can get these final 2 rebounds to complete the 20-20-20. Billy Donovan said that Westbrook explained to him the situation after the game, that this was a tribute to Nipsey Hussle, a Los Angeles area hip-hop artist that was killed, gunned down this weekend, and Westbrook was close to, had a connection with him, those guys both being from Los Angeles.
And Nipsey Hussle was big activist.
Yeah.
Did a lot for the community, all this other stuff.
Also, Nipsey Hussle was a former gang member, but he turned activist and was big in Crenshaw in the Los Angeles area. Westbrook explains this to Billy Donovan post-game, and it's supposed to serve as justification for Westbrook wanting to stay in the game. That doesn't exclude the fact that Westbrook didn't inform Billy Donovan of this. Now, granted, Westbrook might not have had a plan to go for 20-20-20 until it became very close, but he still basically stepped on his coach in the middle of a game, which is kind of why I asked Billy Donovan about, what do you think this says about the priorities of where your team is, considering that, Russell Westbrook waved off your substitution late in the game. Look, we can look at that. We can look at the Thunder not really taking care of their business against a team that had 6 rotation players out. This is a win, but it's really not anything that makes you feel any better about where the Thunder's priorities are in terms of going into the playoffs. They're still a team that's struggling to put away bad teams, and they're a team that, when you look at this, like, granted, it was a dedication, it was a tribute by Russell Westbrook, you have to question where his intentions are in something that could be viewed as somewhat selfish, frankly, even though it's a tribute for a guy who meant a lot to a community, and it comes off awesomely because the Thunder wins and they had the game in hand when it was completed.
Yeah, I think to boil it all down, a fine win that wasn't that remarkable play-wise, but in terms of history and in terms of off the court, talking about people's lives here and gun violence, a very important night.
And look, frankly, that was the most excited we've seen the Thunder post-All-Star break. If it took Russell Westbrook hitting a milestone, if they can use that as some kind of, and they can leverage that to play better for these final 4 games, then I think the Thunder will probably take that and move forward into the playoffs with a little bit of momentum. Here's some post-game video we have Billy Donovan, right?
Yep.
I always forget if we have Billy Donovan. Billy Donovan, Paul George, Russell Westbrook, and Steven Adams.